We're back here, Real Sports Talk, to talk kind of about the national sports landscape of America. You know, we all know that football is the biggest sport in America. That's just what it is. It's king, money-wise, eyeballs-wise. When it's on TV, kills everyone. That's just what it is.
The women love it.
Basketball is the sport of the street. Internationally heavy. Great ratings as fast as NBA Finals. So that's what it is. Baseball is America's pastime. Huge sport regionally. Not nationally. Sometimes it doesn't come together in the World Series, but that's for many reasons. It is having issues when it comes to demographics. But the fourth biggest sport in America, people used to say, oh, it's hockey. Not too long. Or before that, oh, it's boxing. Or before that, oh, it's horse racing. It seems now that the fourth biggest sport in America is soccer.
That's what it looks like.
Since 1990, the participation in youth soccer has rose 89%.
Staggering.
Staggering.
It's a staggering number.
Atlanta's getting a soccer team in 2017. Let that sink in a little bit.
Well, it's a lot. I mean, it's just a growing sport.
Atlanta.
It's vastly growing in participation, and it looks like, you know, some of the stars are starting to be, you know, it's like the demand for stars. You know, it's like, you know, the demand for stars will bring some of the people in, especially if they're participating. They have their kids out there. It's a safer sport, it seems to be. So it's a lot to be said for that. Yeah, something to be said for that.
As opposed to football,
right?
Which is no, that's it.
I think you know, just touching that fourth sport, I think in an ironic way, or you know, hockey has taken a step back because it's a better sport to go watch. It's a better sport to go watch.
I'd rather watch a hockey game.
But I think the dominance of the Blackhawks, or like a dominant team, something for fans to hate. I think that'll draw people to it a little bit more.
The Stanley Cup ratings, I saw that they were 5 million, 5.5 million per, you know, on average during the Stanley Cup Finals, and they were hoping to get the Rangers in there for be a huge, bigger TV audience, have a New York market there, but didn't work out. But it was a pretty competitive Stanley Cup Final.
Right.
Tampa Bay put up a good show. I mean, with hockey, the problem is they have the arenas in wrong areas in cities like Atlanta. It should have been up north.
Right.
Dorville.
There are marketing issues. There's you know, reaching out to all types of areas in America, urban and rural, to play hockey. There's so many problems with hockey, and a lot of people who run hockey are Canadians, and that's their sport. And they don't. Sometimes you almost feel they don't give a damn whether
that's what it seems like.
America or not.
What
It almost seems like it's like whatever. In Canada, this pops. America's just, you know, on the side, whatever.
Yeah, I think, you know, the thing with soccer is that I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
I think the thing with soccer, I'll touch it real quick. I want to say it's for the World Cup. I mean, America, not even just the women's. Women's, they've been dominant for. They dominant this year. They could be dominant 50 years from now, whatever. The men's dominance now, if you want to call it that, the rise actually to be a legitimate top 16 team, that has turned some heads. Because before it was like, oh, USA's here, we can't take them lightly. Now it's like, they could beat us.
Right.
Bad.
That's right. Great point. Right.
They went to Netherlands and they put on a show in the last 45 minutes. They were down 3-1, and granted, it's just an exhibition June game, doesn't mean anything. But for them to go out 11-on-11, go over to overseas territory and do something, that's something. And not just play deep, they score.
US men
scoring.
Legit.
Yes, very legit. I like the direction that Jurgen Klinsmann said. He said this at the tail end of the World Cup 2014. He said, I'm looking to the youth because I can't do nothing with these guys that are older. I have to coach the youth. The youth is the future. And he's right. It's looking like that so far. So it's got to be the World Cup. You got to look at that.
Well, go ahead and buy your kid a soccer ball, because that looks like what's popping right now amongst the youth. That's what it is right now.
Nephew's got a soccer ball already.
All right, folks. Final segment, next segment. Let me speak on this. We'll start doing a little ranking. Be right back.